Emergency services are urging Gotham residents to stay off the roads and in their homes tonight in light of the severe winter storm still manning the island, Bruce. You've been back for almost 2 years now. You can't expect me to believe that Gotham's most eligible bachelor is spending another Christmas alone.
You just ran out of time.
Knowing that tonight we put to rest one of Gotham's most heinous and relentless killers, Julian Gregory Day.
Commissioner Loeb, any comment on the rumor that it wasn't actually the cops who captured Mr. Day?
There is no such thing as a Batman.
Captain Gordon! Captain Gordon! Commissioner Loeb!
No further questions, no further questions.
All units, code 10 at Blackgate Prison. Communication is down, possible to 11.
Delta 6-4 en route. Dispatch 5-9. Confirm code 10. This is a breakout.
Suspect identified as Black Mask. Repeat, code 10 suspect is Black Mask. Commissioner Loeb is being held captive. Repeat, Commissioner Loeb is 701.
It is Christmas Eve, sir.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you're here. I haven't posted a video in a while as I've started to get the hang of Twitch, which I love doing, by the way, and if you haven't followed me there, make sure you hit the link in the description, along with all my other social media platforms. That being said, I've been working on this video for a long time now, and it's something that I've been looking forward to doing since I started making videos, and as I've started getting the hang of editing videos and such. And the reason I've been so excited about it is this series is my favorite series of games ever made. And I'm going to give you an overview of each of the Batman Arkham games in chronological order, broken down into 4 different videos, one for each game, and just giving my thoughts and opinions, the pros and cons, comparing it to the other games, and an overall recommendation, either in the positive or the negative. It's going to be a review of the game, and it's going to be an observation, or almost like an essay, if you will. So I'm really excited about this. That being said, though, I do want to say that if you haven't played these games and are planning to, this video will discuss spoilers. So click off, come back once you've played the game, or you can stay and become curious about what these games have to offer. Either way, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. For this video, as you can probably tell, I'll be doing Batman Arkham Origins. And first off, let's just start with this.
Looks like you got my invitation. Just you and me. Come on!
So that, if you didn't know, was just a clip from the cinematic trailer before the game was released in 2013. And I remember thinking that when this trailer came out, I thought this game is gonna be lit, and it pumped me up so much for it. Deathstroke is one of my favorite villains. in DC, and to see him in the game and in that type of like a fight sequence with Batman was something really special for me. And yeah, it just got me super excited. As for Batman Arkham Origins, this is the third main game in the series. It came out, like I said, in 2013 and serves as a prequel set 5 years before Arkham Asylum, and follows a younger and less refined, more raw and just brutal Batman, who becomes the target of 8 deadly assassins hired by the crime lord Black Mask to kill him on Christmas Eve. By the way, let's talk about that. Batman at Christmas time. Yes, please. The weather combined with like the soundtrack, which is essentially Batman music combined with a symphonic Christmas touch, is something I didn't know I needed, but I certainly did. And seeing the Batman, this dark and tough character swinging around Gotham during the Christmas season, is something not many have talked about, and it adds a whole new temperature to this game's environment. And I feel that it's like an underrated attribute to this game, and it's not given nearly enough credit.
I hope you'll try to keep a low profile tonight, sir.
Trust me, I'll take out those assassins before they even know I'm there.
It's not just that. If some curious child looks out to see who's pattering across their rooftop, they'll expect Santa Claus, not a black-clad bat creature.
I don't patter.
Along with the Christmas season, Batman must also contend with the Gotham City Police, who attempt to hunt him down, and other villains taking advantage of the chaos. And the Joker, whom we get to see Batman encounter for the first time, which for me is an awesome thing to see. According to Wikipedia, and from what I could see going on over reviews for this game, the story was criticized for lacking a cohesive narrative, particularly the opening plot line of assassins hunting Batman, largely forgotten by the game's end. With others saying that when it works, the story was worthy of any Batman film, TV show, or comic book, which I can agree with. What I will say is that saying that the story was lacking a cohesive narrative doesn't click with me at all. The whole story is about Joker infiltrating Black Mask's crew by pretending to be Black Mask himself. I find the story in the game to be completely cohesive. Just because a story doesn't fulfill what your mind intends it to doesn't make it non-cohesive. In fact, I think the story in this game gets a lot of undeserved flack. This game is truly our intro to the Joker, and I personally think that as Arkham City expanded on Arkham Asylum, so too does Arkham Origins. If anything, it leads us to what the Batman and Joker's relationship is in Arkham Asylum and ultimately Arkham Knight. The whole series as of yet has been about that relationship. It's something I definitely appreciate. This whole Arkham series is one story, which I don't think a lot of people understand. Batman Arkham Origins tells us why and how the Joker became obsessed with the Batman, where that obsession began, which is when Batman saves his life after he's done terrible and horrible things in the city.
Where'd he go? Huh? The Bat. Your partner. My partner?
Who else would jump off a building to save your sorry ass?
You know, officer. I was wondering the same thing myself.
After this happens, he is taken into custody and meets Dr. Harleen Quinzel, who he explains where he came from and his new obsession, which he alludes to being Harley, but in all reality, and from the imagery shown, we know it's Batman. Now, they do pursue the Red Hood theory, which if you have read the comics, you know what this is. It's pretty much the most accepted origin story of the Joker from comic lore. The Red Hood story comes down to a few key events that, if I can simply lay out, are as follows. Joker is a normal dude who wants to be a comedian. He fails at that, and in due course can't pay his bills. At this time, his pregnant wife dies, which this game doesn't talk about that at all, which is a shame because I think it adds depth to the Joker's character. Just like, for example, like he had the ability to love and to give all that he had to an individual. In response to the death of his pregnant wife, he joins a crime group, and they force him to wear the Red Hood outfit for a job they're doing. things go down, and Batman ends up knocking the Joker into a vat of acid. He loses his mind, and the acid bleaches his skin, and he becomes the Joker we know and love. The game goes over all of this in quite a creative way. We get to really experience it not just from the mouth of the Joker, but from his mind, how he perceives Batman, which I love quite a lot.
You wouldn't know what that feels like, I'm sure.
I might. Can you tell me more about how this person makes you feel?
It's like meeting someone I can actually relate to. Which, believe me, dear, I've never felt before. You understand? You're someone who's not afraid to let go and fall.
Overall, I think Joker is awesome in this game. From the story they go with to the voice actor, Mr. Troy Baker, who, when the game was given to Warner Bros. Montreal instead of Rocksteady, replaced the amazing and wonderful Mark Hamill, which are big shoes to fill, only to catch some flack for his Joker being too much like Hamill's, which is an accusation that confuses me, as his goal was to create a younger version of Hamill's Joker, which he did a great job of. I had no problems believing that the Joker in Origins was a younger version of the Joker we would see in Asylum and in City. So well done, Troy Baker. This scene alone sold me on your performance as the Joker and as the on the Joker's character, like in general.
Nice of you to drop in. And just in time.
He's my parasol.
Remember, you gave your word.
You have 1 minute.
Do they even have manners where he comes from? You see, it's a tradition in my house to open one present each on Christmas Eve. How about this one?
How many lives did you just take?
None. I think that was just a little stocking stuffer. A construction site blocking my view.
I also absolutely love the relationship to Alfred that Batman has in this game and how they portray it. I feel like Batman Arkham Origins has some of the most emotional cutscenes that the entire Arkham series has to offer.
Vigilante. You're a young man with a trust fund and too much anger. You're in over your head, and I don't want this to be your end.
Alfred, who do you see when you look at me? The boy whose shoes you used to tie every morning? The teenager you drove to his first date? While you are here every night, I am out there. The only thing between the innocent and the predator. No, not may be. I am. When the mugger or the thief stops to think twice, that is fear. That is what I am. That is why they hired assassins, because I am the reason the criminals breathe easier when the sun rises. So no, Alfred, I am not in over my head. Tonight will not be my end, but it will be theirs.
These things are well and good, but as with any game, there are some cons we have to talk about, and pretty much all of them are sitting in the game mechanics department. The fighting mechanics in this game and the rest of the Arkham series are great, and I honestly love it. It's fluid and makes you feel like a martial artist who is trained by the League of Assassins / the League of Shadows, what have you. Be that as it may, there are some issues I have with it. After you've played this game for an hour, it becomes super repetitive. Like to the point where you really start to lose the feeling that you're Batman. Now, do I want them to change the fighting mechanic? Absolutely not. They just need to add more to it. They need to expand on it. The same issue is the one that I have with Arkham Knight, which is the newest game that came out in the series, and honestly, the same could be said, in my opinion, with the fighting mechanic that they use in Spider-Man for PS4, which is the same fighting mechanic. It's just a different hero, so it looks different. With a new release rumored to be on the horizon for the Arkham series, please don't change it the way that Assassin's Creed did. They like completely flipped their entire mechanic, and it feels clunky and slow now, specifically in the Origins game and Odyssey game. But like I said, keep the same mechanic, but just expand on it. Make it a lot more variable, depending on environment and situation. Now, this game also introduced a new mechanic to the game called Detective Mode, which would allow Batman to go to a crime scene and you as a player could basically solve it with the use of your bat tech, which is literally a dream come true to a Batman nerd like myself and any fan of Batman, really. However, this concept could have been done a lot differently. The crime scenes are too easy, in my opinion. They just mark on your screen where to look next, and it takes the detective feel out of the entire process. The best crime scene was the Black Mask crime scene, as seen here, only because you had to put together so much information, though. It's actually super easy, and I feel like playing as the greatest detective in the world, you should feel as such, and I just didn't get that feeling. The idea for this, though, like the whole detective mode, is definitely on the right track, though. Be that as it may, I love this game. Be it due to nostalgia from playing it when I was younger, or because I have bias towards anything Batman related, I give this game a 7.5 out of 10. I give it this score because I love all the games so much, but this one is definitely at the lower end of my list. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. Again, I have started to do my Twitch channel, which I love doing, and it's super fun to interact with you guys. If you haven't followed me there yet, make sure to hit the link in the description, along with all my other social media platforms. I'm excited to keep playing and reviewing these Arkham games with you. They're just something I love so much. I guess I'm just excited to have you all there along with me on the ride. Yeah. All right. That's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.